Alright guys, RetroGamer Gen X back with another live video. Now, I don't do these too often, but my last one was pretty successful, so let's give this a shot again. Now, this has been the live stream from hell. I've had to postpone it twice. Simply once because I was sick a couple days ago, and then this time I couldn't get my composite to HDMI adapter thing working for my C64. So we are going to use the C64 Maxi today instead of an actual real C64. So just so you guys know. But let's go ahead and get started. So I got a few games in mind that I want to play. First we'll start with Choplifter here. Choplifter, the reason I'm picking this game, guys, is because it's probably one of my favorite C64 games. And the only reason is, I mean, there's a lot better C64 games than this. But, yeah, this is like the first one that I ended up playing as a kid. One of the first C64 games I had, I should say. So we'll give this a shot. And see how it goes. And it is different not playing with the actual, like, C64 controllers or those Atari-based controllers. Because I am actually using a Logitech stick here. And, yeah. Using the analog is a little bit different. I'm going to tell you that. We'll see how far we get in this game. But yeah, guys, it's been a crazy week. First, I got like hella sick. I started feeling it on Wednesday night, and you can probably still hear it in my voice. But I started feeling it like Wednesday night, and Thursday morning I called into work because I just wasn't feeling good at all whatsoever. Sore throat, fever, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, by Friday morning came and I called into work again, and I just knew I wouldn't be able to do the live stream, so had to postpone it till to today. And yeah, then this happens with the composite to HDMI adapter. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen like when a video card goes bad, like your screen will turn into all these little colorized pixels, almost like a static, but with colorized pixels. And that's what it was doing. And I just had absolutely no picture at all. So I tried to play with it, try to get it to work, but obviously it's broken. So rather than just trying to fix it and finding out what component inside is bad, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it a wash on that one and buy a new one on Amazon. So after the live stream, I'll be ordering that so I can do game capture again on my actual real systems. Oh man. Yeah, it gets harder as you get into these other levels here. And the analog stick, I like it, but man, it is hella touchy on this game. So today, guys, we're going to be doing a few things on the live broadcast here. So we are going to be deciding which game system, or which computer, I should say, is going to be the next look at video, because I had a poll on my channel, and on the poll itself, the Atari ST and the Radio Shack branded computers, whether it's like the Coco or the Tandy computers, that kind of, the Radio Shack line, they tied. First time ever. So we're going to do a coin flip today to see who actually is going to, which video I'm going to do first. So that should be pretty cool. And then I got a special, oh, of course I died. I got a special announcement today as well about the channel itself. So hopefully Ah, right into it. I think that's it. Is that game over? Oh no, I got one more. But yeah, I got a special announcement for the channel. I might as well just do that right now. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to probably set up memberships on my channel. So for $1 a month, for a whole 99 cents a month, to help support the channel, you'd become a member. And what's entailed in your membership is that you'll be able to see my videos 2 days in advance ahead of people that aren't members, and you get loyalty badges. Oh, I'm dead now. That's got to be game over. Yeah, dang it. But you'll get loyalty badges and all that. Then there'll be a second tier, I believe. I don't know what I'm going to set that one up for. Probably like $5 a month, where it'll be like you get access to member-only videos. So I'll start maybe doing member-only videos. And then third tier will be like live stream with gameplay with me, so we could play games together. That's what I'm kind of thinking about doing, setting up a server to be able to play games on like emulators through, what's that called? I want to say Netscape. It's like gameplay or something like that. I forgot what the name of the network is. But you can set up a server and we can all play online as far as being like a member. So I think that's going to be pretty cool, but I'll be setting that up here soon. Hey, Sergi, what's up, man? What you doing, brother? Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to be doing is trying to set up membership. So look for that in about a week or so, guys. Uh, let's go ahead and get to the next game here. So let's see what next. Oh, let's go ahead and play one of my favorites, Test Drive. Now this one is actually going to take a little bit more time to load, simply because on the C64 Maxi here, it has to go into real disk drive mode or something like that, so it takes a little longer to load. The second thing I got to talk about here, guys, is the beer for today. I don't know if you guys can see this. Try to put a stupid green screen thing. Can't really see it too well. But this is a a beer I get from my local brewery, and it's actually called, it fits with the video game thing here. Need for Speed Red is the name of that beer, and it's basically like an Irish red beer. Real dark, the bitterness units on that are really high. Alcohol content's pretty high. It's definitely not your American Pissfosser. I'll tell you that. After a couple of glasses of this, you'll definitely be feeling it. I don't know if you guys can hear the volume of the actual games or not, but we'll see. Let me know if you guys can't hear the actual game itself. But I'm going to take my first sip of this beer, and I'll let you guys know what it's like as I'm flipping the virtual disc in this virtual Commodore 64 over. Alright, there we go. So for all of you guys that don't own or either the Mini or the Maxi V64, it's actually a pretty cool system, especially the Maxi. I use it a lot because I don't want to dig out my actual Commodores and hook them up and do all that. I just do that during like when I'm filming or doing live streams and stuff like that. But when I'm just like playing C64 games, this gets the most use because it's literally just hooked up to my computer monitor. It's HDMI, it's ready to go. It's got all the ROMs and the games on it and that kind of stuff. So, man, I can't beat it. Oh, and I bet you it's on this dookie. So the actual controller that comes with it just sucks. So I'm going to try to switch controllers over so I don't have to use this one. I don't know how to do it though. It's been so long since I've had to do it. I think it's still on this one. Dang it. Let's see. There we go. Put it on a controller that actually isn't all clunky with... I mean, this has got micro switches in it and stuff, but yeah, it's not too good. If you guys have got one of these systems, you know what I'm talking about. My favorite, we'll go with the Countach here. Now this game, guys, I remember this game way back in the day. It was such a great game. I mean, I loved it. No, Sergi, this is not a real C64 because my thing wasn't working correctly. So, my composite, the HDMI adapter, just wasn't working. So, I actually had to go with the C64 Maxi today. But in essence, it's really like a Commodore 64. I'm not gonna lie, it's full size. It's got a keyboard. It's pretty cool if you can find one nowadays. It's definitely a good alternative to having an actual Commodore 64 or one of those new ones that they're releasing. That's actually a really cool product, and I'll end up getting one day. Alright, see, this one's another one of those games that's going to take a while to load because it's on that real disk speed thing or whatever. So it takes a while. As you guys can tell, my voice still is not right. I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot in this live stream. And I might lose my voice. Hopefully not. That's why I postponed it. Because I literally had no voice on like Friday. Even yesterday it was pretty horrible. Alright, now in this game you got a shift and everything, so this is going to be fun with the analog controller. We'll try. Oh, and I blew the engine. Well, this is going to be fun with this analog control. How in the heck I'm going to have to switch it to the D-pad. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, this was a cool game, but I remember this game right about the time I was, I don't know, a teenager. How old would I have been? Like 15 and 3/4 or something like that, where I lived. I was getting my driving permit and going to get my driver's license, you know. And I remember playing this game during that time and thinking, oh yeah, trying to like go the actual speed limits and stuff and not get arrested by the cops. Just trying to be like a legit driver on this game. I don't know why, but overcorrected. Yeah, this is kind of a hard game on the Commodore. And then I blew my engine again. Let's try this again. Yeah, this is a hard game on the Commodore 64. It really is. Quite a hard game. It's just the frame rate. It's just... It's so slow. On the Amiga, it's slow as well, but you feel like you have a little more control on the Amiga. And honestly, if I was playing on the real Commodore instead of this Maxi with actual USB joysticks, I think I would probably do a little bit better. Cause yeah, honestly, that wasn't too good. I could do a lot better than that. Yeah, man, especially like Atari games, Atari 2600 games. If you don't read the manual on a lot of those games, you're gonna be lost on what to do because it's just like stick figures and balls and you know some enemies coming towards you and you have no idea what's going on in the game. So yeah, you definitely got to read the manuals. How many lives do I got left? What did it say? I don't know. I'm not doing too well on this game. And usually, like I said, I do pretty good on this on a real Commodore 64 with a real joystick. Makes all the difference. But yeah, the load times. This is exactly what the load times would be like on a real C64 though, because it's in that real emulation mode or whatever. Yeah, it's just so hard to shift. Man, what would I have done to have a Lamborghini Countach back in the day? Man, I would have loved that. Nowadays, not so much, because I've heard of how much of a pain in the ass they are of a car. They're really more of a showpiece than they are a car. They're like impossible to drive, too. Yeah, same as me, man. Yeah, I used to play this a lot as a kid. Hey, how's it going, dude? And trust me, I am better at this, but like I said, this is a Maxi, a C64 Maxi, and I'm playing with the freaking USB joystick, and it's just not the same. You gotta have that. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You have that feedback on the C64 joystick, even though you really don't, but mentally you have like this feedback in it. And this, I just feel like I don't have that. I can't explain it. I feel like I'm going super slow too, but I don't know. And then I get hit by Herbie the Love Bug, really? Come on now. And you got a ton of lives in this game. Oops, until I blow my engine again. Yeah, it's really too hard to play this game. I think that's it finally. Yeah, game over. Oops. Take another sip of this great beer. The Need for Speed Red, guys. Great beer. Great beer. Right? Exactly. They do look like hovercrafts. Hovercrafts. Alright, let's see. Should we play another one? I guess we could. Watch, it's going to be like enter other disc. Watch. Because it's got to go to the menu again, I think. If I remember right. Play again with same car. Yes, that way we won't have to change discs. Just do it with the Lambo again. So anyway, guys, it's been a crazy weekend. Sorry I postponed the stream so many times. It was just crazy. Me being sick and then that stupid, not the capture device, but the adapter that I have. Couldn't get the C60, the actual real C64 to work on this live stream because of it. Come on, shift. There we go. Yeah, this brings back so many memories of back when I was like 15 years old and driving with my permit. I had just got my first car. It was like this Volkswagen Rabbit. A 4-speed Volkswagen Rabbit with like 70 horsepower or something. Like no horsepower at all. But God, I loved it. And then my next car after that, shortly, I didn't have that car very long. I learned how to drive in that car, and that was about it. And then after that, I got a 1982 Dodge Charger. If you guys know what that looks like or what kind of car that was. It was basically like, it looked like a Dodge Daytona with a K-car engine in it. A freaking K-car engine. Hey, Retro Rewind. Yeah, I suck. The shifter on this is just horrible, guys. I mean, not in the real game. If I was playing on a real Commodore 64 with a real joystick, yeah, but trying to do it, because I got this Logitech pad thing I'm using with the Maxi right now, and it's just, ugh. Slow down, no. I can't even steer right. It's freaking horrible. So, let's see how far we get in this one, guys, and then we'll call it quits on this game. God, I wish I could have got the real Commodore to work. That's alright, though. I guess technically this is the closest as you can get to reality with emulation using the C64 Maxi, you know? It's just this Logitech freaking thing I'm using, and then the thing that comes with it is just junk, and the actual unit itself is awesome. Not all 60, and yeah, Sergi, not all 64 games have cheats. It's just the ones that have been cracked. So the real ones that you bought from the store, no, those didn't have cheats. But the ones that got passed in like the schoolyards and on BBSs and stuff like that, and the ones that you download nowadays, the ROMs, yeah, they definitely have all the what you would call a trainer, where you can be like infinite lives, infinite time, infinite weapons, whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, the Maxi, the 1200 Maxi. Yes. Well, they were supposed to release the Amiga 500 Maxi, and then due to licensing crap and da da da, you know how Amiga is, and all the Amiga proprietary bull crap that goes around it. Um, they had to ditch the 500 and make the 1200, which is cool. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get it because I don't own a AGA Amiga, so it'd be perfect to put in the collection, even though it's not real. It would fit in, you know. And I could put it on the desk right here next to the C64 Maxi. Ah, the shifter. There we go. It's just weird on this, guys. Maybe I should. Let me try the analog again and see if that's better. Did I shift? No. There we go. Yeah, I don't like the analog either. We're going back to the D-pad. Oh, this is horrible. Come on. There we go. I don't know. I guess I'm just used to the joystick on how you shift on this. It's just weird trying to do it with a controller like this. I don't know. So guys, if you missed the very beginning of the live stream, I had announced that we are going to do the coin toss to see if the Atari ST or the Radio Shack brand of computers will be the next to look at on my channel. So that'll be coming up probably after this. I'll do that. And we talked about the Need for Speed Red Beer. I'm kind of reviewing through the live stream here. Boy, those shifts are horrible. And then I talked about starting memberships on my channel. In the next like week or so, you guys will be able to become a member as low as 99 cents a month just to help support the channel and that kind of thing. So something I want to try new. I haven't tried it yet, so might as well give it a shot and see if it'll actually work. Maybe bring in a little bit more revenue so I can buy more systems. I want to get a TI-99. I want to get a Vectrix. I want to get a few different systems that I can share with you guys on these live streams, and not just live streams, but, you know, actual YouTube videos. So All right, guys. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do the coin toss for the Atari ST versus the Radio Shack computers and see which one will actually be the first video to be done here. So we'll do 3 coin tosses. We'll give the Atari heads and we'll give the Radio Shack tails, and whichever wins best 2 out of 3 will go first. So first we have, looks like weird tails, these quarters nowadays. That is tails. So that's going to be the Radio Shack. Let's try the second flip here. That wasn't a good flip. Let me try it again. Ah, I should have did this like on a program on Commodore 64. I almost lost the quarter. Went behind my computer rig. All right, this time it's heads. So that's the Atari ST. So 1 for 1, guys. So let's see what's going to happen here. And heads again. So looks like Atari ST will be the first to look at video done. And then after that, we'll go ahead and knock out the Radio Shack one. Now the cool thing is that I have already started the research and got most of the scripts done for both of them. So really, to get those done, it won't take too long. So give me like a week or so, guys, to get the first one done, another week for the other one after that or so. All right, let's see. What's next? What do I got on my list next here? Ooh, Space Taxi. Let's go ahead and give that a try, guys. Now, this is another game that I grew up with back in the day. Oh, I love this game. And yes, for this is not a video made for kids, so all you kiddos watching and you see me vaping, do not vape, do not smoke cigarettes, do not do any of that. It is bad for you. Do not do as I do, do as I say. Okay, I'm going to have to switch the controller over again, too. Back to this one, because I definitely don't want to use that controller. Alright guys, this game is so cool. And this is one of the first games, as you can hear. I don't know if you guys can hear the audio of the video games, but if you can, you would have been able to hear actual voice synthesis where he says, "Hey taxi, up please," you know, all that kind of stuff. So I always thought that was kind of cool about this game, even though the game itself doesn't look, you know, fantastic. It's not, the graphics aren't all that great, but to have the actual like voice synthesis and stuff, that's pretty cool. And as you guys can see, if you haven't ever played this game, this is the gist of it. You just pick up guys and send them to the pads they want to go to, and you just keep going up in levels, and it gets harder and harder as you go up in levels. Button extends out your landing gear, and left, right, up, and down, you know, is how you steer. Right? Yeah, I've been smoking for years and years and years and years and years. But it's a little bit different because my actual family on my mom's side, they came from out east of the United States, and they actually were like tobacco farmers. So that's what they used to do. So um, my dad's side of the family, they're all German. So like straight up German German. Like came from Germany, from Bavaria. Yeah, this is such a fun game. I love this game. And actually with the analog stick, this plays very, very, very good. I would say probably even better than with the actual real joystick. I'm kind of digging it. There's like, it feels like you got so much control. This guy should be the last one, I think. I don't know. God, this is like one of the first games I got on my Commodore 64 back in the day. Um, if I remember right, this is like right up there with Choplifter. Like one of the very first ones I got. And that's probably why I like it so well. It's just that whole, memory thing, the fondness of it, it just brings back all these memories to me. Playing this. Now, I think this is the first one you actually got to start kind of watching your fuel. As you see, there's like a gas tank down there. You got to get fuel. Because the levels get longer and longer as you go. And harder. Spots to get in get tighter and tighter. They start moving and a whole bunch of different stuff. Where is pad 3? Oh my god, all the way over there. Pad 7. Like, where's pad 4? So many dang pads. There we go. That one was easy. I knew it. Pad 9. That one's going to be a pain to get into. What this game kind of reminds me of is like, kind of like a mix of Crazy Taxi and Lunar Lander. It's a lot like Lunar Lander. There. I should probably get some gas before I pick him up. And then I die. Really? I don't know what I was thinking there. Guess now I don't have to get gas, though. Like I said, guys, sorry if I cough and clear my throat. Like I said, I'm just getting over that crud I had. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, kinda. Oops. Dang it. Guess I killed that dude. I didn't have to deliver him, huh? I don't know if you can land on top of him, can you? Yeah. Nope. You kill him if you land on top of him. Well, that sucks. Add 1. All the way around, of course. Yeah, this game, I don't know, it starts to get hard. Add 5. Oh, that's easy. You couldn't just freaking climb down there, dude. Ooh, dang. Got a little crazy there. Dang it. I was trying to go too fast. Yeah, guys, it's this is a fun game. I would definitely, if you haven't played this is definitely a game you should pick up and play. It is entertaining, to say the least. Now, I can't say these games that I'm picking today are the best games on the Commodore 64, because there's definitely some way better games, but these are the ones that I remember that I kind of fondly remember growing up with. Had 8. Like, once again, you couldn't just climb up there, dude. Oh, come on. Really? There. Being a little picky there. I think it thought I went off the edge or something. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. Taxi Pong. Oh, now I see. That's where the Pong thing comes in. I forgot about that. Alright. So we gotta avoid the Pong ball. Ah, there we go. Add 1. Game over. But yeah, guys, fun game, fun game. Like I said, if you guys haven't played this, I would definitely play it. Really cool game. Check it out. Alright, so next on the list, what do I got? Oh, okay. We'll grab this thing again so I can switch up. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and do some Skate or Die. Now this game I remember, oh god, I was like 1987, 1988 or so, and I was more into like BMX bikes and stuff like this. I had some nice bikes. I didn't have like nice like like black diamonds or anything like that. I didn't have none like that. But I had Huffies, but I modified them. Had some pretty cool bikes, and we did some crap with like half pipes, and we had these different drainage ditches we would go into, and dirt hills, and all this other stuff we used to do. But a lot of my other friends were really into skateboarding, and I had tried skateboarding, but honestly, guys, I never had like the balance and the dexterity. I mean, I could like skate, I could go around and do stuff. I could do an ollie or two or something like that. But when it went to like doing half pipes and grinding and no, I couldn't. I couldn't do that shit. Now on a bike, yeah, but yeah, on a skateboard, just couldn't do it. Yeah, and this one is another one of those games. It's gonna take forever to load because it's in that real disk mode or whatever. So it's the only way you can get these ones to load because of the fast loaders that are actually on the D64 files or on the disk themselves. All right, Skater Die, guys. Might have to. I bet you we're gonna have to switch over the joystick again. We shall see. It's still loading though. It's cool with the Commodore. All these old retro computers, when they load, they did that crazy thing on the side of the screen, or maybe the whole screen did that. Um, but sometimes they had to, like their fast loaders and stuff. The reason for that is because they use some of the graphical memory, and what you're seeing is the actual game loading via like video. It's kind of cool. Oh, dude, you're good. You're good. You don't have to worry about it. No, I totally understand being in the Ukraine, man. Trust me. You ain't got to tell me, brother. I see it all the time over what's going on over there. It is just insane. Trust me. But if anybody is interested, I didn't do the, I haven't done memberships yet, so that's something coming up. Give me like a week to get that started too. I got to get it approved through YouTube and all that. It's kind of like a little process. You got to determine what levels you want, and then you send it into them, and then it goes through like a human person to actually approve it, whether you can do that or not. So, yeah. Is this thing loaded yet? Jeez, man. It's taking forever. Oh yeah, man, ain't no thing. Yeah, I watch what's going on over there all the time, dude. It's hard for me to pronounce the villages and that kind of stuff, but I just watched a video not too long ago about this guy. He travels, he's a YouTuber, he travels around the world, and he went back to Ukraine for the first time. And he went to some small village on the eastern part of the country where everything's like war torn. And a Russian bomb had just hit right next to a playground and killed a whole bunch of kids. A missile or whatever. And man, that's just sick. It really is. I'm like, words can't explain. You know what I mean? About how I feel about that kind of crap. It's just sad. And I wish things would go better, but that's kind of the way the world works, unfortunately. And honestly, I think that if things don't get better here soon, they're going to get awfully worse here soon. And we're going to be into, the whole world is going to be in a conflict here pretty soon. I mean, we're almost to that point where it's going to happen. Unfortunately. And I think the Ukraine will be the kindling point, if you catch my drift. Yeah, brother, I hear you. But to make you feel better, dude, if and when the American troops ever come to help you guys, which I honestly wished we would do, I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of heat from that from some people, but, you know, reality is they need help. They're not going to be able to do it by themselves. But I live not too far away from a major military base, and I can tell you they practice and they practice, and we're quite a few miles away from the base, from the range, and I can still feel the vibrations from the artillery rounds going off every night as they're practicing. And as things have increased in the world, as tensions have increased, so has their practicing. So it's not like the American military is just sitting on their hands. Trust me, they are practicing, practicing, practicing right now. So the more they practice, the more it makes me think things are going to happen. And the amount of military jets and helicopters I've heard lately as well in my area tells me there's something definitely going to be going on. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm just a YouTuber that does video games, so I'm not into world politics. I usually don't talk about that kind of stuff, but sometimes you have to, you know? Alright, let's try that again, because I really wasn't paying attention. And I gotta remember how to play this. It's been so long, so that's how you get speed. This is how you turn. Then there's ways you can do tricks, too. There we go. I forgot how to grind. Oh, there we go. Like that. And I still freaking fell. Yeah, this was one of my favorite games as a kid, but once again, it's one of those games you kind of have to have a real joystick to be able to play. It just doesn't feel right on this joystick. I just can't. I don't know. This doesn't feel right, guys. I could do that. Do that. Oh well. A little bit better. Not too bad. Let's try some of the other things. Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah, it's a crazy situation. And I never thought years ago. Okay, I remember when the USSR fell. And I remember watching, the Berlin Wall fall as well. Because I'm German, and definitely something. The unified Germany was a huge thing. Um, but this is the first time, because back then I thought Russia would become one of our allies, and for a while it seemed like you guys, or not you guys, but the Russia was becoming kind of an ally to the United States. And then after who got in charge, everything just started changing, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And first it was what, Georgia, then Crimea, and now the Ukraine. I'm like, when is it going to stop? Poland is very well armed, and Poland, yeah, I'd love to see him try to start some shit with Poland, because not only is that going to get NATO involved, but it would definitely get some other stuff involved as well. Now this, I forgot how to do this. I think you got to go side to side on the controller as fast as you can to try to build up speed. This is hard. Even with a joystick, this is hard. I'm like beating the hell out of this. And then I fell. Oh, I fell all the way through the deck. That was funny. Alright, well, I guess I sucked at that. Let's try something else. You're like, this is a bad game. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this game was really cool when I was a kid. I dug it, but yeah, the play value on this game just doesn't retain itself. Back in the 80s, oh my god, this was such a cool game because it was all about skateboarding, especially the freestyle stuff where you're supposed to be doing all the tricks and all that. Ah, man. Yeah, it was definitely a fun game, but not so much these days. It definitely does not retain its playership. All right, let's see. What else can we do? I suck at all these guys. Freestyle is the one that I was actually good at, but let's try the stupid race. Oh, and then we got to enter side two. So let me do that real quick. All right. Skating to downhill. Yeah, some crazy stuff, guys. Some crazy stuff. I'm just checking some things on my end, seeing volume levels and all that, making sure you guys can still hear me and see me and all that. Yes, sir. So, what do I got to say while we're waiting about this beer here? So this Need for Speed Red, guys. Like I said, it definitely is it's a strong beer. They say it's 6.3% alcohol. Yeah, I gotta say it's a little bit stronger than that. You can actually taste the alcohol as you're drinking it. Now, as far as the beer taste itself, the beer is not bitter, but the alcohol gives it kind of that bitter flavor. It's real hoppy, but not a bitter hoppy. Um, I can't describe. It's got a real thick flavor. Let's put it that way. But really a good beer. Really a good beer. If you're into dark beers. Yeah, regular foot. I don't know, guys. Oh god, I'm gonna stuck at this. Okay, so that goes that way, that goes that way. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how to play this, so Whoa. Oh, and then you can barely turn. What? Oh my goodness. And then it puts you over here. How am I... Yeah, I agree, Sergi. Not a very good game. As I play it now as an adult, yeah, I could tell you this is not a very good game. Oh, God. I tried the duck. I tried to move. I tried to... Oh, my God. Let's go this way. Ah. Yeah, it's funny when you play these games from when you were a kid and you play them now as an adult and you see just how bad they truly are. Because really, this game, I used to love this game. I didn't like the NES version. I know you brought that up, the NES version of this game. I didn't like that version. The Commodore 64 version was always my favorite. But, yeah. Alright, we'll try the, what was the last one? The Joust or something? We'll try that. And I know I'm going to suck at that, but we'll give the viewers a view of it to see what it looks like. There we go. Okay. So there's only one button that works on this, and it's not the button you think it would be. This is the actual button that works on the Commodore 64, and I'm always pressing the what would be the X button on like the PlayStation controller. Yeah, not a bad beer, guys. In fact, I'm gonna have to take a time out here to go get another one. In fact, let me go do that since this is loading anyway. Let me go run downstairs real quick and get a beer. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Back. Had to go get another glass. I don't know if you guys can see this now, but that is definitely a very dark beer. God, the stupid green screen thing. Guess you can't really see it. But yes, definitely a really good beer. So let's do the Joust now. Give that a shot. Yeah, Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't even know. Did they serve ads during during the stream? I have no idea. I think they do. I know I have monetization on, so I don't know how they actually really do it. I don't do live streams enough to know. I think this is going to be my fourth live stream I've done since I started the channel. So, but something I want to get more into, like I said, I want to do those member live streams. So, if anybody's interested in becoming a member, that's going to be one of the levels to where I'll have that server set up and we can actually play together over emulation. Poser Pete, Aggro Eddie, and Lester. Yeah, we don't want to play Lester. Probably Poser Pete. And we're still going to lose. I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess you gotta knock this guy off or something. There you go. Alright. So now he's gotta try to knock me off, huh? Hey, looks like I got him. Cool. Ah. This is actually kind of fun, I guess. Oh, until I get knocked off. Let's try this again. Ah. Come on, Poser Pete. Uh-oh. Okay, this sucks. It was fun for a minute, but then it sucked. But I think it's actually kind of cool. The graphics on this are actually kind of cool. How they did the shading in the swimming pool on 8-bit graphics. I mean, it's not half bad. I gotta give him props. Oh, right into him again. Alright. No, we're done. We're done. We are done with this game entirely, guys. Let's pick something else here. And I have classic games. Okay, so let's go to some classic games. And we're having a huge thunderstorm right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder outside, but damn. It is going off. And this I actually have to do like... How am I going to do this? I have to pick it and then reset the game, I think. And then I got to do it like a real Commodore now. Alright, there we go. So, let's play some of the classics, guys. Some Pac-Man. Do that first. Alright. Some old school Pac-Man here, guys. One player, plus F3, press F1 to play game. I probably have to switch controllers, I'm assuming. Again. Let me see. Is it on this one? Yeah. Let me switch. Alright, cool. I'm going to put it on the analog stick again, though. Oh, no. D-pad's going to be much better on this. The D-pad. Go back to D-pad, man. So Pac-Man, guys, is probably one of my favorite old school arcade games from back in the day. And this actually looks a lot like the Atari 8-bit version, or even like the Atari 5200 version. Uh, yeah, this definitely looks like that. Definitely. I I listen to myself on YouTube, guys, and I say definitely like a whole lot. It's kind of funny, so it's like definitely, definitely. I definitely do that. Yeah, yeah, I definitely do that. Boy, the ghosts on this are not very aggressive, that's for sure. It's not like real Pac-Man. They are not aggressive. They're like passive aggressive. Maybe they get pissed off if I start eating them. I don't know. Not much to this Pac-Man game. Graphics are good, though. I'll give it that. Pretty decent graphics. You gotta think, this is back in the 80s when these arcade games were actually out. You have to pay 25 cents a game to play a decent game of frickin' Pac-Man back then. Instead of playing it on like the Atari 2600. Let's see if the patterns actually work. I bet you they don't. I'm gonna try the actual real. No, I can tell you right now they're not. Nope. Because I know a lot of the real Pac-Man, or some, there's a whole bunch of different patterns you can use on Pac-Man. And so I know like 3 different sets of patterns you can use on the actual arcade game. And yeah, first one didn't work at all whatsoever. Ain't that the truth, Matt? Hey everybody, Matt's in the house. So if you guys don't know, my man Matt here, he actually is in with the podcast that we do, the Zennial Rewind, with him and Leland. You guys need to check that out. I do have that playlist set on my channel. So if you go to my channel, you can see that playlist, or you can just go to the Zennial Rewind and check us out there. And in fact, got a really cool video coming up this month because it's going to be the Zennial Rewind's 1-year anniversary, which is kind of cool. So we're kind of just reminiscing about the show, the guests, our topics, and all, like really all the cool guests that we've had on the show. We've had some really cool guests. Everything from electrical engineers that create flash carts to retro game collectors or retro game people that actually own like retro gaming stores, like huge ones, like my man Marvin and the retro 8-bit store out in I think it's the Netherlands, right? Is that right, Matt? I believe it was the Netherlands. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure the Netherlands. I've ordered stuff from him, so you would think I would know. I'm gonna die here. Damn it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's. I I can't wait to do the next monologue coming up. That's going to be fun, most certainly. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna do another quick reset. Oops, shit. And Matt, if Matt should know, I always use the real thing as far as like Commodore 64s, Ataris, whatever. This time around, dude, my actual not capture device, but my adapter for my composite to HDMI crapped out on me. That's why I had to like extend out this live stream, unfortunately. And so I'm using the C64 Maxi today to do this. So that's why you're seeing somewhat some emulation for probably hopefully the only time on my channel. But as everybody says, the show must go on. So that's what we're doing. All right, let me bring up the list here again and see what great games we have on here. So let's do Miss Pac-Man next. Now, what's funny, guys, as you can see on here, is that Miss Pac-Man is actually twice the size of the original Pac-Man. So you would think the graphics, everything else will be twice as good. So let's see. I will be interested to find out. Ah! All these commands you gotta run. Alright, there we go. Miss Pac-Man. Boy, that loaded fast. Alright. F1 to start. Oh, and I bet you it'll be on this stupid controller over here instead of this one, right? Yep. How'd I guess? Did it switch? Yep, there we go. Alright. Yeah, I gotta say the graphics are a lot better in this one. This looks more like the arcade. And the ghosts are a hell of a lot more aggressive, too. A lot more aggressive. Oh, but I feel like I'm going so slow in this game. I'm so used to playing Miss Pac-Man on turbo mode, like at the arcade. That's how I've always played it, and of course, frick, I messed up there. Pac-Man always brings back a lot of memories for me, guys, whether it's Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man. I mean, I remember back in those days, I was probably like 7, 8 years old or something when these were out in the arcades, when they first hit the arcades. And my sister was really, really, really into Miss Pac-Man. And I was into Pac-Man itself. And as a kid, I sucked at it. I really did. I was horrible at this game. Was not very good. And then, you know, as all things go, as you get older, you just kind of not play them no more and all this and all that. And then in the mid-2000s or so, when I got back into retro gaming, I got the main machine, and I sat down and started playing Pac-Man. And I remember back in the day, people talking about patterns and things like that to be able to defeat these games. And of course, I don't know the patterns to these ones, but the patterns to defeat these games. And so I like started playing Pac-Man on my main machine, and I started learning these patterns. And then I started looking up the patterns online compared to what I was learning. And like, out of all the different patterns you could use on Pac-Man, I had like developed 2 of them just by playing it. I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I'm like, wow, now I can see how people actually came up with these patterns, just because if you have unlimited quarters and you can just keep playing and playing and playing, you can keep testing things out and see if things work. Now, obviously, in the arcade as a kid, going up to mom and dad going, give me another quarter, it's not going to work, you know. But as an adult, having a main machine and be able to just, you know, unlimited quarters in it, yeah, definitely kind of cool. But let's play this one more time, guys. I didn't give that a very good go. I think I could do better at this. I kind of like this game. Graphics are really good. And that's the one thing I can say about the Commodore 64 games, as far as like the arcade ports. I'm gonna go to analog. I think the analog will work better on this. Oh yeah. But I think the Commodore 64 ports really do a very good job of like emulating or simulating the actual arcades of the 1980s, of the games that they're actually trying to do. Oh, come on, really? That's because I have the volume down on my side, guys. I don't want to leak it to like leak on the microphone so you guys can hear it and have that echo effect, so I've got it all the way down. So I can't hear like when the power pill stops, you know, that kind of thing. And of course, they all run away. When you got the power pill, they all just run away like little twats. Did I say that? Nope. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was a bad word. Shouldn't have said that on YouTube. Oops, sorry, YouTube. Don't ban me. But it's the truth, man. Look at them. They all run when I get the power pill. Stop doing that. Come and fight like a man. Or like a Miss Pac-Man. Oh, God. Oh, and then the freaking analog stick did that to me. Dang it. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and go to the next game on the list here, guys. Whatever this one is. I gotta go back and reset the computer again. Type in the commands again. What did I do wrong? Something. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Dang it. Hold on. Let's just reset it again. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I like taking these shortcuts. There we go. Alright. Donkey Kong. Now, I did play that, but not this time around. Obviously, that's the second to biggest game, so we'll do Donkey Kong again on the Commodore 64. I did this on, I think I did this on the Commodore versus the VIC-20. Wow, this is not the Donkey Kong that I wanted to play. Nope, 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 nope. This is not, nope. What the hell is... Actually, let's find out what this is. What is this? This is funny is what it is. This is supposed to be Donkey Kong? Jump to play. Well, we'll just use this crappy controller. What is this? This is so bad, this is not even funny. This is like bad comedy, guys. Why am I picking up an umbrella in this level? And it still killed me. No, I guess it didn't. Wow, this is bad. Ah! Okay, we're not gonna play this. This is funny though. Actually, let's just play it out. Screw it. Who cares? If I die, I die, right? I mean, who created this? You know, somebody like created this once upon a time, way back in the day. It was like, oh yeah, this looks like a great idea for us to do. And we're just sitting here laughing at it now. But I want to try to at least... Oh my god, it's so bad, guys. This is so bad. And what's up with his nose? You see his nose? What's up with that? His nose is like... Okay, we're done. We're done. I don't know what that was. That is hilarious, is what that was. Tiger Electronic Handhelds. Oh, dude, I got some of those Tiger games over here. Yeah, dude, those are some memories with those, dude. I remember. So before I had a Game Boy, yeah, we definitely used to dig on those freaking Tiger Electronic games, man, because they were the shit. I'm not gonna lie, but I probably came from an age of the Tiger Electronic games. It was different when I was younger because you only had like football and soccer and just different stuff, and then they started securing the licenses with different things, so that they ended up having like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and all this other stuff. Double Dragon was the last one that I ended up getting, and well, I can't say I still own it, but I own it again, simply because, you know, reminiscing about stuff. And picking up the old stuff you used to have. So I did end up getting that again. In fact, I'll go grab it here in a minute. Let me get this loaded. The Tiger game right in front, actually. Double Dragon, man. Can't get too close because of the stupid green screen crap, but hopefully you can see that. But yeah. Okay, please enter the up key. Oh no, you gotta like play this on... Okay, that's cool. We can do that. This is actually a keyboard game, so we'll do W... we'll do slow speed. Sure. Okay, how do I start it then? F1, F2. See, that's the bad thing about Commodore games, guys, is sometimes you just have no idea what you're supposed to do here. Run stop. Really? I just did this. W. S D. Slow. Yes. Game over. Okay, I know that, but how do I start a game? Wheel. Anybody want to chime in? How do you start a game here? This is classic Commodore. And like, Sergi, this is exactly what you were talking about. If you don't have the manual for these old games, sometimes you just don't know how to play them. You know, I can load it up, I can do that, I can do this, but I hit every button on the keyboard, button on the controller. Let me try this other controller. It's supposed to be keyboard controls. Yeah, see, nothing. Oh, and then it goes, I guess you just gotta hit the freaking keyboard, right? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll do that. My bad, guys. I didn't think it was going, but like I said, I don't hear the music or anything. I don't, like I said, do you guys hear the music and the gameplay stuff? I don't hear nothing. Okay, you do? Oh, okay. Cool. Man, that thunderstorm we got right now is going crazy. So if you guys lose me, you'll know why. Because the power went out. We live out in like the country, like straight up country, like cowland. So with lots of overhead power lines. So if we lose power and you lose me, you'll know why. Hopefully that don't happen, but there is a hell of a storm going on outside. That's why I wanted to do the stream earlier, because if you live in Colorado like I do, guys, you will know every afternoon there's a huge thunderstorm in the summer. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, the music's probably going to be a little quiet, but I'd rather have that so you guys can hear me. But as long as you can kind of hear it a little bit, that's all that counts. I can't hear it at all. I got it turned all the way down. Simply because, like I said, you get that echo effect. That sounds like crap if you don't do that. And I don't like wearing headphones. I really just don't. It's not my thing. Oh, how many lives do I got here? Jeez. Seems like a ton. And see, this is a game you couldn't play on the Mini right here. Because if you had the C64 Mini, you don't have the keyboard, so there's no way you could play this game. But with the Maxi, since it's a full-fledged Commodore 64, yeah, you can actually sit here and play this. It's actually not a bad Frogger game, to tell you the truth. I mean, honestly. It's a little slow. God, you guys hear that thunder? Woo! Man. It is. I don't think it's rain. I don't hear the rain coming down, but man, that lightning and thunder is right there. That's funny. I remember when I was a kid, my parents, especially with my mom, she would freak out about lightning. And whether you're on the phone or like in front of the TV, we had to turn off the TVs and get off the phones because we were going to get struck by lightning because it could hit a power pole and all this. And I don't know how much truth is to that, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if you're on a telephone and that telephone line gets struck by lightning, I mean, you got to think, this is the old school days back in like the 80s where everything was wired. So you're like literally connected to the same wire that runs across the telephone pole. Yeah, I guess it would make sense. All right. Now we got the snakes. Ah! Is that it? Yay! At least I did something on that game. That wasn't too bad. Pretty fun game. Yeah, dude, our dog. We used to have a dog named. When I first started this channel, I think he was on there, and he passed away, and I did like a little tribute to him on one of my videos early on in my channel. But yeah, dude, he was definitely scared of thunderstorms. Definitely scared of. He hated thunderstorms. It was like the worst thing for him. Absolutely hated them. All right, let's see. What do I got next on my list? All right, we got Hero, one of my favorite games. We're going to go ahead and let that load. Guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, guys, back with you. Yeah, it is actually really pouring outside now, and my wife just told me that we're about to expect golf-size hail, according to the emergency alert we just got. Like I said, we live out in Cowland, guys, so yeah, it gets real bad here. It really does. We had a tornado touchdown like 2 miles away from us last summer. So we got to kind of watch when the weather gets bad out here. It's kind of like Twister, you start seeing the cows flying up in the air. It's time to seek shelter. No, I don't have a mini Sergi. I have the Maxi. So I don't have the small one. I have the big one with the keyboard and all that. All right, let's go ahead and get this going here. The wifey's kind of worried about her SUV outside, and it's like, well, what are we going to do? I mean, there's nothing you can do with golf-sized hailstones. Even if you put like a blanket over the car, it just rips through the blanket. I mean, it's pointless. So, all right. Let's go ahead and play this, guys. Unlimited, we're not going to cheat. So here's those trainers that Sergi was talking about. So on these cracked games, it has what's called trainers. So you can do unlimited lives, unlimited this, unlimited that. But we're going to say no to everything. So we don't need any of that. We're just going to play it for real. All right, here we go, guys. Good old hero. And why is it... Oh, my goodness. Something's not right. Hold on. Let me try these controls real quick, guys. If you know me, this is like one of my favorite games, and there is no reason that I'm having that much problems putting dynamite down. Wow. Okay, there we go. I guess we're cool. I might have to switch to analog, maybe. Oh yeah, I can hear it outside now, guys. It is... You can hear it. It is crazy out there. Holy shit. Well, if you guys lose me, you know why I didn't like disconnect from the live stream. The freaking power went out. This has been the cursed live stream with me getting sick, and then with the freaking thing not working to hook up my real Commodore and having to extend it out even more. Now this would be the icing on the cake, just to have the freaking power go out. That would be pretty freaking hilarious. The cursed live stream. Yeah, guys, so I don't know, man. This game, like I said, I've talked about this game a million times. Uh, had this when I was a kid, blah, 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 played this, blah, 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 you know. The Commodore 64 version, I just don't like too much shit going on in the background. And me being colorblind, I have a hard time trying to see some of the stuff because of it. Especially with like the reds and the greens is what I'm really colorblind to, so it's freaking kind of horrible. So, if I'm going to just say this again, so if anybody missed it in the live stream, earlier we did the coin toss. Come on, lay the dynamite. The Atari ST did win to be the first computer to be done for the next to look at with coin toss. We did a series of 3 coin toss actually to determine who was the winner. That killed me, really. So I will do the Atari ST thing first, and then we'll do the Radio Shack brand of computers. And that's going to include everything, guys. That's the Tandies, the Cocos, the TRS-80s. I'm just gonna kind of put it all into one video instead of trying to separate it all. And then we'll obviously do the Atari ST line of computers as well. Basically all of them too. Boy, I am not doing well at this, but this stupid... Let me go to analog. Oh yeah, much better with analog. And then I'm just dumping dynamite everywhere, you see that? Oh, nope. Can't do analog either. Well, that sucks. Let me try again, guys. I want to try it just with the analog stick and see what happens. See if I can get used to it. Because it is super, super touchy. Yeah, dude, it's... So, the funny thing about color blindness is that it actually comes from your mother. So it's not from your dad, it's actually a trait you get from your mother. And females are usually not colorblind. If you find a female that's colorblind, there's something going on because it's not a genetic thing, it's something else. It's definitely a male inherited disease, but it comes from the mother. The mother is the one that carries the gene. I can't say it's a disease. It's not a disease. Um, just a handicap to. It's not even a handicap. It's a superpower. That's what it is. It's a superpower. Yeah, the analog stick sucks too, guys. Oh, this really sucks. It's just too touchy. I mean, how many dynamites have I wasted already? There's no way I can do that in a regular game. The flight controls are better, but the dynamites are just... Ah. 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 Oh, God, I just blew myself up. Okay, we're going back to the D-pad. Screw that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I definitely... I mean, this is a classic example of what I'm talking about with emulations. Even though the C64 Maxi is so close to having a real Commodore 64, if you could plug in real C64 or those Atari, those DB9 Atari controllers that work with the Amigas, the Commodores, the Amigas, the Ataris, all of them, you know what I mean? If you could plug those into this, it would made it such a better system and not have this crappy joystick it came with all these control buttons and all this shit. It would have made it so much better to be able to use the real controllers with this. And using this controller that came with it, I mean, listen to this, guys. Listen. And and then the controls suck. I mean, yes, micro switches are great on arcade controls, okay, but on this controller right here, no, 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 it's crappy. It's horrible. It's bad. It is. uh, and that's why I'm kind of afraid. So that new A1200 Maxi that's supposed to be coming out. So it has that pad that comes with it. And hopefully that is so much better than this. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out, guys. All right, so next game, guys. Let's go ahead and go to the next game and see how that is when on the C64 Maxi. I mean, this video is starting to get to the point where it's about the controls on the C64 Maxi. I mean, I could switch up to another gamepad. I mean, I have like this thing here that looks like the Super Nintendo gamepad that I could plug into this thing. I mean, that might be a little bit better. I don't know. But really, you just need that actual joystick, for these games. That just doesn't feel right, doesn't control right. I don't know. Just me. And then that other controller, that CX7800 controller, doesn't work with the Maxi. You can plug the USB dongle into this thing. Will not work. It will not work. So I was hoping it would, but nope, it does not. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the next game here, guys. So we're going to do one of my favorites, Pitfall 2. And I think after this one, guys, we're going to call it a night or an afternoon or whatever, because this thunderstorm is starting to definitely get very bad. Press F1 on the keyboard to begin a new game. And that's what I'm doing, and it's not doing anything. You sure it's not run stop? Probably run stop. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you want to be invincible? No. All right. F1 to start a new game. There we go. All right. So Pitfall 2 on the Commodore 64 is actually a really good version of it. The graphics are good, sounds good, everything's pretty good on this game. I'm not gonna lie. And the patterns, everything on this is exactly the same as like the Atari 2600 version or the Atari 8-bit version. I mean, it's really the same game, just with a little bit different, or should I say, better graphics. It's up to your perspective. Like on the 8-bit version, I mean, honestly, the trees and stuff like this, they're not as well defined, but you do have like background colors, like you have the sky and it's blue, and so it's kind of just up to your liking which version you like the best. Because as far as gameplay goes, they're pretty much the same. Really no difference. So we'll see how far I get in this game. I'll probably end up defeating it. Because, you know, this is Pitfall 2. Will I get a perfect game? Probably not. Honestly, I don't think I've ever scored a perfect game on the Commodore 64 version of this. I don't think I have. Well, there goes the perfect game. Oh, Lord, guys. But yeah, I have so many memories of this game. I mean, I really do. All of which are on the Atari 2600. I guess I can go this way now. I don't have to go that way. I can just swim in the water. But yeah, I definitely have memories of this game from the 2600. Just one of those great childhood games that everybody has. I mean, no matter what generation you're from, you can be from the boomers with the Pong, you know, or the Odyssey. I get a lot of that. People talking about the Odyssey being their first game system they played. Then I get to people talking about Pong being the first, which honestly with me, what is it with that scorpion? If this wasn't live, guys, this would be turned off. I'd be like, yep, I'm pissed off. I'm done. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, as far as like this game, maybe it's the controllers on this game too. Just, maybe it doesn't feel right. And I think that's what it really comes down to on this live stream, guys. Going from an actual Commodore 64, a real Commodore 64, you know, running at the 60 megahertz, okay, NTSC signals with the real joysticks, okay, I think makes a huge difference as playing this on emulation. I mean, even though this jump over him, even though this is the closest you can get with the emulation, because it's basically an emulator and a Commodore 64 shell is what this is. It's still not the same. It really isn't, guys. This really is not the same. As much as I want to say it is, it's not. And like I said, I do play around with this a bunch more. I use this a bunch more than the real Commodore 64. But you got to understand what I do on this computer. I really don't play games as much. I do a lot of my Geos work on this. And, oh my god, I'm gonna... Come on! Jesus. And I do a lot of file transfers and testing on this as far as to see if ROMs and things like that work. But that's about what I do on this. Did I already go over that way? I'm not sure. I'm just going to go back that way again just to check. Nope. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's, you know me, I'm not a fan of emulation. That's why I collect all these old game systems, just to be able to preserve them and have them and be able to play them as they were supposed to be played and not emulated with modern day controllers and crap like that, you know what I mean? So sorry to disappoint those guys that were expecting a real Commodore 64 today. But yeah, you would have had one if my frickin' adapter wouldn't have died. Like I said, the cursed live stream, guys. But I do hear the rain is kind of calmed down, the thunder and lightning has calmed down, so maybe we're not getting that huge hailstorm. So that's kind of a nice thing. But yeah, this game is so fun. If you guys have not played this game, I would definitely suggest picking up Pitfall 2. It is on so many different systems. So many different systems. From Commodore to Atari to... God, it's on the Coleco. The one system it's not on is the Intellivision, though, which is actually surprising. The Intellivision had Pitfall, but it didn't have Pitfall 2. Which... I honestly think that Pitfall 2 on the Intellivision would have been an amazing game. Amazing. All the way back up again. Oh my god, guys. Yeah, I am not digging this freaking controller. So we're gonna kind of cheat here. We're gonna fall down all the way into the water because we got all the gold anyway. I'm pretty damn sure we got all the gold. I cannot believe how many times I've already died. This is crazy. So I should be good to fall all the way down. So if you're doing a speed run, this is the way to do it. Oh, nope, I didn't get all the gold. Still got that one. Alright, there we go. Jeez. Alright, finally. Got to the balloon level. I think what I want to do one time is a speed run on this game and see how fast I can actually defeat it. Not trying to get everything, not trying to do this, not trying to get all the gold bars and all this and all that. Just trying to see how fast I can get to the end. Now there are a few things that you have to get. I believe you have to get your niece. I believe you have to get Quick Claw. I believe you have to get the diamond ring. And I believe you have to kick the rat off as well. Yeah, dude, this is a great game. Pitfall, the original Pitfall is too. At second level, you don't want to go on to. There's no gold there. No reason to even look at it. But yeah, Pitfall is a great game. Whether it's Pitfall 2 or Pitfall 1. Pitfall 2, though, is definitely... This was the first, like, big platformer I ever got into. This was my Super Mario Brothers. A lot of people, like, the first platformer that they played and really got into was Super Mario Brothers. This was my first platformer. This is definitely it. I mean, this was the big game on the Atari. As far as I'm concerned, this was the big game on the Atari 2600. Not too many other games really compared to this one. This thing really took the Atari 2600 to its limits. And it didn't even use the sound chip, like the TIA chip in the 2600. It had its own sound chip within the cartridge that David Crane had basically developed for this game so that it could have the music and all the sound effects and everything on it. Now, I think the TIA chip does do like the sound effects. Oh, God, no, no. But the TIA chip does do the sound effects on, like, on the 2600. But as far as like the music and stuff, no, that is actually on the cartridge on its own little chip inside of the cartridge. Now, like on the Atari 8-bit, on the Commodore 64, they didn't have to do that because obviously the 8-bit you got the Pokey, the Commodore 64 you got the SID chip. So you didn't have to have that individual chip inside the cartridge itself. And that's why the Pitfall 2 cartridge was so much more expensive at the store. I remember, God, Pitfall 2 was so expensive. I think it was damn near like $60 in like the 1980s, you know, when it came out in 1984, simply because it had that sound chip inside of it. It was an expensive game. That's why we never got it. Pitfall 2. We actually borrowed this game from a friend. I never owned it until later on in life, when I bought it from a pawn shop in like the mid-1990s. And that's still the same copy I own to this day. Still the same copy. Yeah, the Sega Genesis has some good Pitfall games too. What is that, like the Mayan Adventure or something like that? I forgot what the name of it is. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a pretty cool game. Oh, this cough. So sick of coughing. And oh, guys, I was so sick the last few days. It was bad. So we're going to defeat this game, or at least I'm going to damn well try to defeat it. If I get frustrated, I might just frickin' turn it off. Depending on how this controller does. It's hard for me to walk away from this game without defeating it. Alright, now we're to the basically the hardest part of this game. It really is. It's the hardest part of this game. And that's just because it's so damn repetitive here. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. And you just got to be so precise and so concise to get through this without dying. So I just got to get into this like freaking zone right now. A lot of people complain in this game you can't duck. Well, if you could duck, that would take the whole point of half of this shit out of the game. So why you're not ducking in this game? They want to make it hard on you. Oh, thank you, Sergi. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get well. I'm pretty much there. I mean, I'm going to go to work tomorrow and all that, so I'm pretty much there. I'm pretty much to where I need to be as far as getting well. I still have a little cough. Fever's gone. All that crap. I think a lot of people, if I tell them that, like, oh, I think I had strep throat. Oh, you didn't get on antibiotics and all this and all that? No, I haven't done that in years with strep throat. And the reason being, guys, I had strep throat so many times when I was a kid and I was on antibiotics so much that antibiotics just don't do nothing for me anymore. Certain ones do, but the ones that they treat strep throat with just do not. It's pointless. to even go see a doctor, so I just treat it, and then it eventually goes away after a couple days. Now, I probably still have strep within me, so am I contagious? Probably, but I'm still going to work. Because that's what us Americans do. We go to work. America. We go to work. That's all we do. We're slaves to our jobs. And Sergi, I'm going to tell you this as far as being like in Ukraine. I'm going to tell you about being in America, man. You wake up early in the morning, you get in your car, you drive 1,000,000 miles because you can't afford to live in the city. So you have to live outside of the city in a rural area. So you drive into the city. And then you go to a job. And then you go to a job that basically works you to death every day. Now that depends on whether you're like a blue collar worker or a white collar worker. So whether you work in an office or blue collar. Now I'm blue collar. I'm a maintenance guy. So I fix a lot of stuff. I do HVAC systems, electrical work, plumbing, pool work, working on pools, swimming pools, that kind of stuff. That's what I do for a living. So, and it kicks your ass, especially at my age. Getting as old as I am, it's definitely starting to kick my ass. That's why I'm hoping this YouTube thing kind of takes off and I can start making some good money off of this. More than just being able to support the channel, but, you know, if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. But it would be a fun thing to be able to get paid off your hobby, you know what I mean? But America as a whole, dude, they say slavery's been abolished here in America, but no, it hasn't. Because if you are a middle-class worker or a low-class worker, slavery still exists for you. You still have to go into work every day. You're still dealing with crap. Yes, you get paid for it, but you get paid a minimum wage. Well, I don't get paid minimum wage, but you get paid a minimal wage. Let's put that. As compared to people like the great orange president we have, you know, and Elon Musk and Bill Gates, and these are the people you hear about in America and the American success stories, but it's not that great, dude. It's not that great. Unfortunately. Do I love my country? Yes, I do. But it has been falling downhill for quite some time, for at least a good 20 some odd years, since 9/11, unfortunately. And that brings us to the end of the game, guys. So there we are, the end of Pitfall. Yeah, medical treatment in America is insane here, guys. So everything here you got to pay for. It's not universal healthcare here. So like for me, my medical coverage, my company, or I can't say my company, the organization I work for, the school district I work for, pays $600 a month towards my medical insurance. I have to match that at another $600 a month. So $1,200 a month that you pay for medical insurance. Okay. On top of that, when you go in, say if I go to the doctor, I have to pay either a $50 or $100 copay. Then I have to pay another $25 copay on each and every one of my subscriptions. But there's another catch. So they have this thing called deductibles, like car insurance. So they won't pay shit until you get up to like a $2,000 deductible. So as you're paying for your subscriptions and for your medical care, you have to pay for the entire price of that until you get up to that deductible level. And that's when your insurance kicks in. Yeah, it's the biggest scam on this planet, and we need to have universal health care here, but it's never going to happen in America. You know why? Because the doctors, the hospitals, and mainly the pharmaceutical companies are in the politicians' pockets. And that's the way it works here, guys. Money talks, bullshit runs a marathon here in America, unfortunately. But with that being said, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. It's been a good stream. It's been a fun stream. I want to, thank everybody for coming and watching and all that. Yeah, it's been about 2 hours. It's time to get off now. So I wanted to thank everybody for being here. If this is the first time you've watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell. That way you get notifications every time I drop live videos and new content, whether it's live or regular videos as well. And yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody. So you guys have a great one. Peace out, y'all.